Hello and welcome to this e-learning series on transporting dry ice by ground and air presented by ICC, the Compliance Center. In this series, we will cover transportation of dry ice, also called solid carbon dioxide. We'll look at transport by ground under the current hazardous materials regulations of Title 49 of the Code of Federal Regulations, which is sometimes called 49 CFR. Then we will look at shipping dry ice by air using the current IATA dangerous goods regulations. At any time, you may pause or stop the program or go back to review material you wish to see again. It is recommended that you have copies of both of these current regulations to complete this training. There will be quiz questions throughout the presentation, and upon achieving an 80%, a certificate of training will be available. In this e-learning program, we will learn to understand the regulations that apply to ground and air transport of dry ice and their differences. Be able to package, mark, label, document, and placard shipments of dry ice for transport by ground or air. Be able to handle dry ice safely and become certified under the hazardous materials regulations requirements for training. Our e-learning series will be divided into 3 parts. Again, it is recommended that you have access to both the hazardous materials regulations and the IATA dangerous goods regulations for reference as you complete this program. Part 1 will introduce us to the regulations involved in transportation of dry ice and your basic responsibilities under those regulations. Part 2 will cover the requirements for transportation by ground, such as classification and identification, packaging, hazard communication, loading requirements, and emergency response. Part 3 will then cover the same topics with respect to air transport of dry ice. As a reminder, the quiz questions will be throughout the presentation, and upon achieving an 80%, a certificate of training will be available. You will be allowed to refer to your reference materials from this series, as well as the hazardous materials regulations and the IATA dangerous goods regulations.